Pete Rose was banned from baseball in 1989 after an investigation found he was betting on baseball games between the years of 1985 to 1987. Rose wasn't exactly in the right for betting on the team he managed, but despite owning up to his actions and being one of the best pure hitters of all time, he was completely barred from the game he loved. Pete Rose recently passed away and never got a chance to make the Hall of Fame due to his permanent ineligibility. Since Cooperstown passed this rule in 1991, 38 states have gone on to legalize sports betting, the same pastime that ruined one of the greats' careers. The 1973 National League MVP recorded 4,256 hits and ended his career with a .303 batting average when he retired in 1986. Pete Rose was one of the greatest to ever do it, and he paved the way for a lot of what's happening today. For fact number 1, we'll give you his nickname. Pete Rose was nicknamed Charlie Hustle by Yankee pitcher Whitey Ford after Rose sprinted to first base on a walk during a spring training game. Rose also holds the record for the most hits in Major League Baseball with 4,256 hits over his 24-year career. Rose was also a switch hitter, meaning he had the ability to hit from both sides of the plate, left-handed and right-handed. In 1963, Rose won the National League Rookie of the Year award, batting .273 with 170 hits. Fitting enough, Rose was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, and played most of his career for his hometown team, the Cincinnati Reds. Rose was a key player for the Big Red Machine, the nickname for the dominant Reds teams of the 1970s. Rose had all-star versatility as he was selected to 17 all-star games and played at 5 different positions during those appearances: first base, second base, third base, left field, and right field. Pete Rose scored the winning run in the 1970 MLB All-Star Game when he collided with catcher Ray Fosse at home plate. Rose won 3 National League batting titles during his career, in 1968, 1969, and 1973. Rose won the MVP one time in 1973 after hitting .338 and leading the league in runs, hits, and doubles. He also holds the record for the most games played in MLB history with 3,562. Additionally, Rose was a hitting game streak king. He had a 44-game hitting streak in 1978, which remains the longest in the National League since 1897. Rose won a total of 3 World Series in 1975, 1976, and 1980. He was also named the World Series MVP in 1975 after batting .370 in a thrilling 7-game series against the Red Sox. In his 24-year career, Rose never went on the disabled list. Rose began his managerial career as a player manager for the Cincinnati Reds from 1984 to 1986. At fact number 17, as we all know, Rose was banned from Major League Baseball in 1989 after betting on his own games. In 2004, Pete Rose wrote his own autobiography called Pete Rose, My Story, where he detailed his career and controversies. Although he was banned from baseball, Rose was voted to the MLB All-Century team in 1999 by fans. On September 11, 1985, Rose broke Ty Cobb's all-time hit record with his 4,192nd hit. Pete Rose was honored with a Rose Garden ceremony when the city of Cincinnati honored Rose by renaming a section of the riverfront Pete Rose Way. Rose played for a total of 3 teams during his career, although he was a staple on the Reds. The other 2 were the Phillies and the Expos. Pete Rose's son, Pete Rose Jr., also played in the majors, briefly appearing with the Reds in 1997. Rose is one of the few players to have 500 hits in 3 separate decades, in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. In 1978, Rose appeared on the game show Match Game, charming audiences with his wit. Pete Rose's high school, Western Hills, has a Pete Rose Field in his honor. Believe it or not, Rose is a skilled bowler and participated in celebrity bowling tournaments. Pete Rose has more singles, 3,215, than any other player in MLB history. He's also had 10 seasons of 200 or more hits, which is tied for the most in MLB history. Rose's minor league team, the Macon Peaches, honored him with a special exhibit after his MLB success. Among several things, Rose was known for his ability to foul off tough pitches, which frustrated opposing pitchers. Although he had 4,256 hits, a little bit more than 10% of those hits were home runs, for a total of 160, which showcased his single-oriented game. In terms of his music, Rose was a huge fan of classic rock music, and he mentioned the Beatles as his favorite band. Rose once guest starred in an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, where he discussed the importance of teamwork. He was also a very charitable man. He worked extensively with charities, and he raised funds for children's hospitals. Rose joins a few players that have a bronze statue in his honor. His statue is him sliding headfirst into the bases outside of Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati. Pete Rose was one of the first baseball players to popularize the headfirst slide, saying it gave him an edge in stealing bases. And last but not least, at fact number 38, as we all know, Pete Rose remains ineligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame due to his lifetime ban, which has sparked ongoing debate among fans and analysts for years.